Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel, but if you're new here, my name is Carla and welcome to my videos about showing up for yourself. By showing up for myself, I transformed my entire life, completely changed and overhauled my mental health and allowed me to be able to lose 183 pounds. I talk about that a lot here on the internet, both here on TikTok, on my Instagram. I talk about weight loss and weight maintenance, personal development, mental health, fashion and beauty. And if that's the kind of thing that you like, please hit that subscribe button. And if you're one of my lovely people who comes back and watches my videos again and again and you don't subscribe, please hit that subscribe button. It really helps out my channel. It helps me to grow this community and helps me to continue to make this type of content. In today's video, I'm going to be chatting to you about motivation, and these are my 7/8 tips to stay motivated in order to lose a considerable amount of weight. These tips could be applied to any area of your life, and honestly these are things, like maybe not all of them, but these are things that I am continuing to implement across my life in order to improve it in every single way. If this is the first time you're ever seeing me and you want to know more about my weight loss journey, I'll leave a video up here. That's just like how I lost weight, and it also has a weight loss series, so there's all the different elements. But if this is, as I said, the first time you're seeing me and you're interested in other areas of motivation, this is a specific series that I'm creating as well, because I believe that motivation is one of the things, and one of the biggest misconceptions in weight loss is that people believe that motivation is a consistent state of being and that one needs to be motivated in order to lose weight, and that we need to find this kind of miraculous burst of motivation from somewhere. And I kind of want to debunk that and help us to create our own motivation and to be our own biggest champions and our own biggest motivators, because that's what I did. Number one tip is to seek positive influence. And this is something that I did. And what it does is it helps you in order to find evidence that what you want to achieve is possible. For me, my biggest positive influence for me in my weight loss journey was Jordan Shrinks. I'll leave a link to her videos in the description box down below. I'm sure most people who are in the weight loss community or looking to lose weight on YouTube have seen Jordan, and she lost, I think, 140 pounds, and she was the first person that I saw that lost weight naturally, as in with no surgery. And I really wanted to do that. That was something I really didn't want to go down the surgery route. I was willing to do it if, you know, if worse came to worse, but I did not want to do it. And I watched Jordan, and by seeing that positive influence, I was able to say, okay, she can do this. So it's giving evidence into my head to keep me motivated to go, I know that if I can do something similar to her, that it is possible to get to the goal that I want to. What I want to say about social media and looking at your social media in terms of motivation is, if you are looking at somebody and they give you a boost, they give you a good feeling, if they make you feel expansive, then that is a positive influence. However, if you are looking at somebody and you're comparing yourself to them and you're finding that you're in a negative or a constricted emotion, like that they make you feel small or make you feel less than, unfollow them. That is not a positive influence. So that's really what I'm saying here, is the tip number one is to ensure that you're following positive influences. So finding people who help to motivate you, to help you feel expansive, to help you feel good and give you a push, as opposed to people whom might not intentionally, but you might feel ugh. You can also look for other people, positive influences in your life. So for example, I was very lucky that my sister was my positive influence. My sister lost 92 pounds ahead of me and showed me that it was possible to do so. It took me a long time to get out of my own way in order to see to go, okay, I'm going to give this a go, and I did, and I'm really glad that I did. But having that positive influence, having that person that I could see, so maybe it's somebody that you know, maybe it's a friend, maybe it's a family member. Maybe. Tip number two in order to stay motivated is decide what type of person you are in terms of sharing your journey. What I mean by that is decide if you are the type of person who would like to share your journey, or you're the type of person who is better to keep it quiet. Ironically enough, I'm the type of person who's better at keeping it quiet, even though my job now is sharing about weight loss. I decided at the start of my weight loss journey to keep it completely quiet. I did not want to share it with anybody. I shared it with 4 people, but I decided that I did not want to put it on social media at the start. In fact, I did not start sharing on HalfofCarla until I was 4 months into my weight loss journey on Instagram. So I started on Instagram first. I did not start sharing on that until I was like well into my journey, and I didn't start sharing on, my son is very upset, sorry, downstairs, and I didn't start sharing on YouTube until I was over a year into my weight loss journey. So I'm not saying that people want to share it online, but also just be very mindful of whether you want to share it with other people in your lives, because I noticed that previously I would say, like, I remember I had a pen pal, she's a very good friend as well, and we used to write letters to each other when we were teenagers, and I think every single letter I ever wrote to her said, you know, I'm going to lose weight, this is the year I'm going to lose weight, I'm going to lose weight now, I'm starting a diet now, and blah blah blah. And I think what I was doing was kind of hoping that I was going to do it and projecting it out there, that hopefully that was going to change. But this time I decided to keep it completely to myself, because I did not want to, I was so fed up in letting other people down, and which I wasn't, or letting myself down in the eyes of other people. And I just decided that I'm just going to just do this quietly this time. So I think that was, decide whether you're the type of person who maybe doesn't need those, if you're part of Body Slims, you'll know this expression, confederation of dunces as well, because when you start to tell people about your weight loss journey, everybody becomes a weight loss expert. Everybody. I used to do it all the time. I was the same when I was 23 stone. I could tell everybody how to lose weight. And I think it's just really, it can be very toxic to other people. It can bring up their own issues, and everybody can start to influence you then. So that's why I just decided I just wanted to keep it quiet to myself, so that I was not being derailed by other people. So I think that would have been very unmotivating for me if I had, you know, started losing weight and then somebody, you know, Sheila down the road was telling me, oh, you can't do it that way, you know, that kind of way, you know, you have to do it this way, and blah 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 blah. And I think just keeping it to myself really made a change this time, because it was very private and it was very personal. So my second tip was decide whether you want to keep it quiet or you want to share it with people. My next tip is decide to share it with a small number of people that you trust. And that is so that you just have that, these people are not for accountability, these people are for yourself to have somebody to voice it with. So I shared my journey only with 4 people. So I didn't share it with the outer world. I didn't share it with most of my colleagues. I didn't share it with, you know, my family, the majority of my family. I only kept it to 4 people. So it was my partner, because I live with him and I trust him implicitly, my sister, because I trust her implicitly, and she had done it, 2 colleagues from work. So one who was in the office with me every single day, and I needed somebody to cover for me when I was going to therapy, because I went to therapy every Thursday, and obviously it was a little bit more than an hour break. And then I told one other colleague, because I knew that he would not, he was very supportive and he would not be judgmental and would not tell me what to do. And having those 4 people to bounce things off, and in the end, because COVID actually hit while I was in the middle of my weight loss, I only had my sister and Vincent to tell and to discuss with it. And actually I was really, really happy to have them. You know, it was just a small knit of people that I really trust, that would not give me any influence or give me their opinions. And I think it's the opinions of others that can be really damaging and really unmotivating for us, and derail our thought processes and our motivation and our ability to stay consistent. So by keeping it just to, you know, deciding whether I'm, you know, so maybe you're not one of those people, but like, you know, that you are okay to share it with everybody and you don't care what other people's opinions are. But at that time I was extremely vulnerable, and I really felt that if I told loads of people, I could be derailed. Whereas by just keeping it to those small people, I still had that outlet if I needed to vent or I needed a bit of help with something, you know, without their opinions, or just an ear or a shoulder in many, a shoulder to cry on in many instances with Vincent. God bless him, and Olive in my office. Hi Olive, if you're watching. But my next step is to be accountable only to yourself. And this is something that is very different for a lot of people, and for myself as well. I know that people feel that they need accountability to others in order to succeed, but I think what is important here is that accountability to yourself and your integrity to yourself should be of the utmost importance in order to keep you motivated and to keep you on the right track and in the game, with your head in the game, on the field. When we give accountability of ourselves to other people, we lose some of our power, and we forget that we have a power within us, that we are able to do this, that we have the integrity within ourselves in order to do this. If you feel that you need some level of accountability, going to an accountability of somebody you trust, and a small number is good. But I really recommend trying to be accountable to yourself, to realizing that you are worth this. You are the person who is able to do this, because we are the only ones who can do the work. I can't, say to my sister, I want to check in with you every Wednesday because of accountability, because she's not going to do the work for me. I'm the one that has to do the work. I'm the one that has to get up in the morning, put my shoes on, get out the door and do my steps. The other reason that I think that accountability towards yourself is really important is because if you start to give away your accountability, you start to be influenced by other people. Accountability groups are great in a way to keep you motivated in some ways, but I also find that they can be very derailing, because what can happen is Susan, who's in your group, can start to say, oh, it's Friday, so I've decided to order a takeaway, and you're there going, oh no, but I want to do that. And a negative outside influence can start to have an impact on your motivation. You can start to go, oh well, if Susan's doing it, then I can't. If you feel that your resolve is really good and that you're fine with your accountability for whatever reason, that's great. But for me, I needed to ensure that I was accountable only to myself, that my integrity was with myself. Integrity, when you feel integrity in yourself, it's integrity in the actions that you're saying that you're doing, but you're actually doing them in private as well with yourself. You know that you have that ability to do it to yourself. And I think that that's why being accountable to yourself, first and foremost to yourself, realizing that you are the person who is worth doing these actions for, that is what's important, not what Susan or what Jimmy in your accountability group or your WhatsApp group or whatever it might be, or your diet club or whatever it might be, whatever they're doing, that's their business. What you're doing with yourself and your accountability to yourself, that's what's important. The next point, again, is all these are kind of intertwined. So point number 5 is do not compare your progress to somebody else's. Do not compare your weight loss to somebody else's. This is a toxic trait that I did at the start of my weight loss journey, is that I compared my rate of weight loss to Jordan's. In fact, what I did was I went onto her Instagram, scrolled all the way to the back, to the very, very start, and started to write down the dates and all of her weigh-ins and how much she lost in between each one, and compared it to my rate. When I didn't match Jordan's, then I started to get demotivated. By comparing my journey to Jordan's, I was absolutely demotivating myself. I was literally just like, it was ridiculous. It was a ridiculous and futile activity. I understand why I did it. I have compassion with myself because I saw somebody that was a positive influence and I wanted to do what she did, and I thought if I had to do it in the same rate as her. Now, there is a reason that I was not losing at the same rate as Jordan, or sometimes faster than her. It's because I'm a different person. I am a different height. I'm a different makeup. I'm different genetics. I have different gut biome. I have different metabolism. I'm a different person. I am a different human being. And even if Jordan and I ate exactly the same meals every single day for a month, and we exercised exactly the same amount every single day for a month, and we drank the same amount of water, and we slept at the same amount of time, we'd probably lose different amounts of weight because of who we are and our unique ability and makeup within ourselves. So it is a completely futile exercise to compare your rate of weight loss, your journey, to anybody else's. We're all different ages, we're all different everything, different ethnicities, all of these things, different stress levels. These all have the same, have an effect on your rate of weight loss. I remember seeing somebody losing. I remember my first cycle of Body Slims, which is the program that I did, and I wanted to be the first woman to lose a stone. In fact, I wanted to be the first person in Body Slims to lose a stone in a week. And I didn't. I lost my first stone in 3 weeks, and I was the first woman. But I remember there were men who got the stone before me. Stone was 14 pounds. And I remember thinking like, oh my God, I can't believe that they've done that. It was almost as if by somebody else losing more weight than me, it meant that I couldn't lose that weight, which is ridiculous. But that was my mindset that I was in, because I was so focused on external and I wasn't staying in my own damn lane. That's what I'm telling you to do. Stay in your own lane. Keep your blinkers on. Stay in your own lane. Stay on your own street. Don't mind anybody else, what anybody else is doing. Take your positive influence. Take what people are like, you know, their general how-tos, any tips and wisdom. But don't take, you know, don't go and compare your weight loss ratio, how much you're losing, the speed of it, the weekly weigh-ins. Don't compare that to anybody else, because it's a futile exercise and it will absolutely derail your motivation. Now, moving on to different types of tips. The one thing to keep you motivated and keep you consistent, but really actually this kind of thing is more about motivation than consistency, is to focus on your why. Why are you doing this? When you start to feel that motivation start to wane, take out a piece of paper, write why at the top of it. I mean this, do this action, please. Take out a piece of paper and write why at the top of it, and write every reason as to why you want to lose weight underneath it. Every single reason. What is your why? What are you going to do when you get there? What is it? How are you going to feel? Why do you want to do this? Who is it for? Why not? You know, why do you not want to do this? Like, what is it? What are you at risk of if you don't do this? Write down your whys and keep them somewhere, and keep going back and looking at them again and again and again, or writing them out again and again and again. Take a piece of paper, literally take out a piece of paper and write why. And around it, why. Around it, write all the reasons. And then the next time you feel your motivation waning again, take out another piece of paper and write your why, and remind yourself why you're doing this. The why needs to be at the forefront of your brain. The why. Why do you want this? Why do you want to do this? What is it about this? What are you going to do? How are you going to feel? How are you going to act when you are there? When you're at that place. Tip number 7 is to visualize where your why and your end result. This is a big part of Body Slims, and that you do a visualization as you're doing your walk. 5 minutes of visualization, visualizing where I would be. What am I going to look like when I get there? How am I going to feel? And really engaging in that, like, what am I going to look like? Visualization. So if you have a picture from before that you want to get back to, that's a really good, you know, that's a good picture. Like mine for me in my postpartum journey was getting back into that gold dress. That is my visualization. So I kept that at the forefront of my mind. So you're keeping that visualization. You're basically going after, like, you're pulling yourself towards that goal. It's not like something that's tough. It's so compelling and so beautiful. That visualization of what you want to be, how you want to feel, is so at the forefront of your mind that you are literally going towards it. Really pulling yourself into that goal and doing the actions and keeping yourself motivated. So by keeping that visualization and constantly thinking of it, doing it in some time repeatedly, that, you know, then when you wake up in the morning, that is your trigger to do your visualization. When you're doing a walk, when you're going to the gym, why are you going to the gym? What is it? So you've got your why, and what are you going to look like with that why? And then guys, my final tip for motivation is to meet yourself where you are with kindness. We have a tendency to feel that motivation and that even consistency is going to be this continuous state, and that means that every single day we're going to be the same, and that's just not possible. As we are all different people, us as people have different days. We are all different in our days, in our makeup of our days, of what our days are going to look like for us, our stress levels, our sleep, our external factors, mitigating events, stress in work, children are sick, we're sick, whatever it might be. Because we need to meet ourselves where we are then in order to stay consistent and motivated. So for me, for example, if I'm going out for a walk in the morning and I haven't slept very well, Brannock has been awake, or you know, I've just had a lot on my mind and I'm not feeling great in my body, I still do the action that I need to do, which is walking. But maybe I'll meet myself where I am on that day. And I give myself a bit of kindness and a bit of respect and a bit of empathy. And I go, okay, your body is tired. We're still going to do the walk. But today, maybe let's take it a leisurely pace. We're not pushing for our personal best today because we're tired. Meeting myself where I am might mean that, and this is really part of showing up for yourself as well, is that it's understanding and being kind to yourself. Instead of punishing yourself for feeling tired and insisting on trying to push and keep going, you know, and get the fastest rate, because that's going to lead to burnout, and therefore your motivation and your consistency is going to go out the window, because you can't stay in that same kind of nasty pushing yourself state. By being kind and going, okay, you know, I have my period today. I am, you know, not feeling 100%. I'd really like some chocolate. Okay, is chocolate going to make me feel really good? Maybe a square of chocolate might feel really good. That might be just a nice little something. I'm not going to derail my progress because I'm just having something that's still within my calories. I'm going to treat myself a little bit. Maybe I shouldn't be treating myself with chocolate, but you know, I'm human. Therefore, let's just have a bit of chocolate. Have a bit. See how I feel. I have the chocolate. That's nice. That was good. I don't think I need another one. I'm being kind to myself. I'm not using it as an excuse, but I'm being kind to myself. Maybe another day I might be meeting myself where I am and I'm wrecked and I need a nap. Sleep is really, really important for weight loss as well. And I need a nap. I've been up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I didn't sleep very well, whatever it might be. And I'm going to take a nap today. And that might mean that I might not get everything done with work or something like that, but it might mean that I'm a bit better in, you know, able to manage what I'm eating a bit better because I'm not exhausted and reaching for sugar. Meeting yourself where you are, understanding, compassion and empathy is really, really important. It will help to keep you motivated. It'll help to keep you consistent because your consistency is based on how you're feeling on that day, as opposed to pushing yourself every single day. You still do the actions, you still eat within your calories, you still, you know, do your walk, whatever your methodology of weight loss might be, or whatever your method of whatever you're doing might be. You do the basics, but today we're not going to do the extras. Today we're just going to be kind to ourselves. And then maybe on a day I'm going to meet myself where I am, where I'm full of beans and I'm like this morning, I was like, I'm going for my personal best this morning, or I'm going for a really good fast walk this morning, and I did, and it was the fastest walk I've done since Christmas. And that was, you know, that was today, and tomorrow I might be the same. Wednesday or whatever day I might not be. I might be like, nah, no, I don't need that today. I'm a bit too tired today. Meet yourself where you are so that you can stay consistent. It allows consistency and therefore allows motivation. Guys, this is the end of the video. I might do more in this motivation series if I come up with any other ideas. If you have any questions about motivation, please leave them in the comments down below, and I might do a Q&A video if that's something that you guys are interested. If you have made it to the end of the video, please leave me a white heart for my white top and let me know any tips that you have for motivation or consistency that have really helped you. And I hope you really liked this series, and please don't forget to subscribe, turn on the notifications and like this video. Likes on this video and sharing it with people help me out so much, and I would really, really appreciate it from all of you guys if you could do that for me. I love you, and I will leave you, and I will talk to you all very, very soon. Bye guys. Am I gonna regret this hair at the end of this in post-production? Probably. Stop faffing. In today's video I'm going to be chatting rude. So far we've anyway, of course there's a street sweeper. I don't have time for this, sir. You're just driving up and down the middle of the road. Like, you're not even sweeping. Damn, that's a good copy.